Hi everyone, welcome on board to Helper.tv, where you get the reliable news that is tailored for you, and of course where you can actually comment and interact with the ongoing protest and agitation for cessation from different parts of the country, particularly people in the south of Nigeria, and also the calls for restructuring. I think Buhari has been advised by his handlers, people we often refer to as the cabals. He has been advised to speak, to talk to the people, to address the people, address the youth, as we have 70% young people, at least below 45 in Nigeria. And he addressed the youth. And I want you guys to listen to what he has to say. And afterwards, we dissect what he said, the reality on ground, and has he given any executive order to put an end to police brutality? And also, SARS, what is the next level? As you know, soon they are going to redeploy them to other units, integrate them into other units. Is this going to take out of them that attitude, criminal attitude, animals in uniform? Is it going to take that out of them? That is the question that I want us to deal with. And of course, the issue of criminals, armed robbers, and insecurity in general that we have in Nigeria. Let us watch Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, the president of Nigeria, address the nation.
Use this opportunity to say a word on the recent genuine concerns and agitations by Nigerians about the excessive use of force and, in some cases, extrajudicial killings and wrongful conduct by men of the Nigerian police force. The disbanding of SARS is only the first step in our commitment to extensive police reform in order to ensure that the primary duty of the police and other law enforcement agencies remains the protection of lives and livelihoods of our people. We will also ensure that all those responsible for misconduct or wrongful acts are brought to justice. We also deeply regret the loss of life of the young man in Oyo State during the recent demonstrations. I have directed that the circumstances of his death should be thoroughly investigated. Meanwhile, it is important to recognize that the vast majority of men and women of the police force are hardworking and diligent in performing their duties. The few bad eggs should not be allowed to tarnish the image and reputation of the force.
Welcome back. You heard all what Buhari has to say. He addressed the people. This address is very, very important, as a lot of people wanted him to come out, not governors, not IGP of police and all of that. People wanted Buhari to come out, address the nation on this. People were even asking for him to come out with this executive order to make sure that this stands. This came weeks after local and local and international agitation against the now dissolved controversial unit of the police. This unit started many, many years ago as a result of the activities of criminals. Let me give you a little background of this SARS itself. They just added this special to it. They already had a division of the police that handles criminal, very critical criminal activities. The police and the military had a problem in Lagos State. A police officer is said to have shot a military man, and the military retaliated. With this, the police went into their barracks, and as a result of this, crime increased. So after a while, they felt that they needed to put things right. At least put these criminals in their corner, put them in jail. So they went out there to get a man. This man, they claim he had performed excellently in Benin, and they thought that he was needed for this, and they brought in this man, Simeon, I think that's his name, Simon or Simeon. He was called in, and he decided to create a 15-man unit with 2 I think they gave them to Eloxes or something like that. Then they gave them, that's just what they are. It was a very small unit, very, very small elite unit. What they do is this: they are the ones that strike. They don't put on clothes, they are plain clothes police officers. They allow the CID, they allow the police to go out there and gather information and do what they need to do. Their own job is to come in there to strike. And this is what birthed this SARS. But after a while, things started changing. SARS became vicious. They became something else. You know, they put on uniforms in a certain way. Since they are not mandated to put on uniform, they wear certain kind of clothes. They dress in a very kind of aggressive manner. Some of them even have their hair. You know, it's a terrible sight to behold. And many of them use this to settle scores, personal vendetta. People pay them to go and harass people. And some of them just go out on the street. They stop young people. If they see you with very good automobiles, smartphones, you look good, you dress properly. Before you open your mouth to talk, if you're unlucky that day, they will blast you. And if you're unfortunate, they shoot you. They shoot you. That's just it. And no one is going to question them. You are lost. You are gone. No one is going to stand and protest. And at times, they said they even have POS with them. Not just the SARS alone, police in general. We know what they do on the streets. And apart from this, we also found out that when you don't have money, they take you to the ATM machine and ask you to withdraw money. We've seen several cases of the atrocities of SARS. And I don't know, is it as a result of fear or wickedness? The way they shoot at people and, you know, stray bullet hitting one person or the other. And I'm not trying to tell you that we don't have crime. We have criminals, very vicious criminals. If not, tell us where the 1 million boys came from. What would you want to do to a 1 million group or criminals that invade your house, street, rape your mother, your sisters, cut away with all your belongings, shoot at people, machete people, cut people? What would you want to do? Would you prefer that SARS deal with such people viciously? I think that's what it is. So it depends on what side of the coin. It depends on what side you're looking at these things. But it's not about not having security. It is very important that we have security. There's no nation that will exist without security. But then, why is it that this security that we are supposed to have now become the terrorists themselves? They've not become the criminals in uniform themselves. That's the problem. They claim that there are some bad eggs among them, and those are the ones that are spoiling the name of the force and all of that. Well, that's it. Several reports have been shown here and there. They've tried once in a while to put an end to their notorious activities here and there, but it has not been effective, probably because they felt we are police officers amongst ourselves. We cannot fight each other. If we do that, probably it's going to create a kind of, situation amongst us. I wouldn't know why, but that's just what we saw. That's what we saw, and people weren't happy with this. So it's a good thing that Buhari has addressed the people. He has pointed out bad eggs and all of that. But what people want to really see now is the reformation, and what next? Are they going to integrate them into the police force? And they will continue with their activities. Probably they change the name. It's not going to be SARS anymore. It will be kind of attached to a particular police, unit again. And they will kind of create a name around it. And they will go on and on, committing the same crime in a different form. This is what people are saying. And their eyes wants to be peeled open. So it's not only about stopping the SARS, putting an end to SARS. It's also police brutality, and not just the brutality alone. It is about the reformation. What is the process that will be put down? What are the ways out of this? That's what I want you guys to let us discuss about. How do you think, if you're given the job of addressing this police issue that we have in Nigeria, both the extortion of money and many of these things, what are the solutions do you think that will be put out there to guide? For me, I think the punitive measure, aside people recording, that is, if you feel safe, don't do this, they might shoot you. Recording, posting to a particular website, and of course, making sure that the name and the ID and the crime of the person shows, and the punishment given out publicly will be the solution to this. But if you have other solutions to this, please do drop it in the comment section below. And what do you think about Buhari's address?
I say a very big thank you to those who have taken time to subscribe to this channel, and if you're yet to subscribe, kindly tap on that subscription button and also the red bell icon so you will be notified whenever videos such as this are uploaded.